Welcome to Whispered Rest, where science meets serenity and sleep becomes your superpower. I'm so happy to have you here, and I want you to sit back, relax, and follow me as I take you through this journey. Looking for sound that helps you relax or meditate to achieve optimal productivity? You are in the right place, as this is your sanctuary for evidence-based sleep optimization, meditation techniques, and unlocking the hidden potential of your resting mind. If you're here, you're ready to transform your relationship with sleep, not through guesswork, but through neuroscience, ancient wisdom, and practices that actually work. Every week, I bring you deep dives into the mysteries of consciousness, practical protocols you can use tonight, and the truth about what happens when you finally give your mind the rest it's been craving. So settle in, take a breath, and let's explore what your brain is capable of when you learn to truly rest. This is Whispered Rest. Let's begin. What do they know that you don't? Is it just discipline, willpower, some genetic advantage? Or is there actual science behind why the most successful people on Earth all seem to wake up at the exact same ungodly hour? In the next hour, I'm going to show you what happens inside your brain at 4 a.m. that doesn't happen at any other time of day. Why meditation at this hour creates results that are literally impossible to achieve at 7 a.m. or 8 p.m. And how this single habit, when done correctly, creates a cascade effect that touches every area of your life. But I need to warn you about something first, because most people who try this do it completely wrong. They wake up at 4 a.m., sit down to meditate, and wonder why they feel like garbage all day. They're missing 3 critical elements that make the difference between life-changing transformation and just being tired. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those are. Let's start with why your 8 a.m. meditation isn't working.
Michelle
Here's
Obama,
the uncomfortable
4:30
truth about morning
Dwayne
meditation.
"The Rock" Johnson,
By the
4
time most
a.m.
people sit down to
Jeff
meditate,
Bezos
their
used
brain
to
has
wake at
already
5
been
a.m.,
hijacked.
but
You
recently
wake
moved
up,
it earlier
within
to
seconds,
4:15
you're thinking
a.m.
about your to-do list, the email you need to send, the meeting at 10, the argument from yesterday. Your prefrontal cortex, the executive function part of your brain, is already in full problem-solving mode. And here's the problem with that. Meditation is about accessing your subconscious mind, about dropping below the surface level of thinking, about reaching the deeper layers of consciousness where real change happens. But when your prefrontal cortex is fully activated, it acts like a gatekeeper. It blocks you from going deep. You sit there for 20 minutes, you might feel a little calmer, but you're not accessing the levels of consciousness where billionaires are doing their mental work. You're meditating at the surface. They're diving to the depths. Now let me show you what's different about 4 a.m. When you wake up at 4 a.m., before your normal wake time, your brain is in a fundamentally different state. Your prefrontal cortex hasn't fully booted up yet. You're still in what neuroscientists call the hypnopompic state, the transition zone between sleep and wakefulness. Your cortisol levels are just beginning to rise, not at the stressed out peak they hit at 7 or 8 a.m. Your brain waves are still producing theta waves, the same frequency that appears during deep meditation and REM sleep. In other words, at 4 a.m., you're already halfway to a deep meditative state before you even sit down. This is the secret. Successful people aren't more disciplined than you. They're not special. They just figured out that if you meditate when your brain is naturally receptive, you get 10x the results in half the time. But here's where most people screw this up. They hear wake up at 4 a.m. and they just do it. No preparation, no strategy, no understanding of what their body needs. And then they conclude, this doesn't work for me. I'm not a morning person. Wrong. You're just doing it wrong. Let me break down the 3 biggest mistakes people make, and then I'll give you the exact protocol that actually works. If you normally go to bed at 11 p.m. and wake at 7 a.m., you can't just suddenly wake at 4 a.m. without changing your bedtime. You need to go to bed earlier. This seems obvious, but 90% of people skip this step. They wake at 4 a.m. on 5 hours of sleep and wonder why they can't think straight. Your brain needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep to enter the optimal state for 4 a.m. meditation, non-negotiable. If you blast yourself awake with a loud alarm, you've just flooded your system with cortisol and adrenaline. You've shocked your nervous system into emergency mode. Game over. You've lost the advantage before you even started. The successful people, they wake up gently. Natural light alarms, vibrating wristbands, progressive sound increase over 10 minutes. They preserve the brain state. They don't destroy it. This sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you first wake up at 4 a.m., your body is still producing melatonin. Your core body temperature is at its lowest. Your brain is foggy. If you try to meditate immediately, you'll just fall back asleep or sit there in a dull, foggy state. You need a 15 to 20-minute transition ritual first. This is what separates amateurs from people who've mastered this. The pros have a specific sequence they follow, and that's what I'm about to give you. But first, you need to understand the neuroscience of why 4 a.m. meditation works so powerfully. Because once you understand what's happening in your brain, you'll never miss a 4 a.m. session again. Let's get into the biology. Your body runs on a circadian rhythm, an internal 24-hour clock that controls everything from body temperature to hormone release to brain activity. And 4 a.m. sits at a very specific point in that cycle. By 4 a.m., you've completed most of your deep sleep cycles. Your body has done its physical restoration, your brain has consolidated memories, but you're still at the tail end of your final REM period. This is crucial because REM sleep is when your brain is producing maximum levels of acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for neuroplasticity. When you wake at 4 a.m. and immediately meditate, you're catching the tail end of this acetylcholine surge. Your brain is still in a state of heightened neuroplasticity. It's malleable, receptive, ready to form new patterns. But within 30 to 45 minutes, that window closes. By 7 or 8 a.m., that neuroplastic window has been closed for hours. You're trying to meditate with a brain that's already hardened into its daily patterns. Now let's talk about cortisol, the hormone everyone loves to hate. Cortisol gets a bad rap as the stress hormone, but that's only half the story. You need cortisol to wake up. It's your body's natural alarm clock. Cortisol starts rising around 2 to 3 a.m. By 4 a.m., it's elevated just enough to help you wake naturally, but not so high that you're stressed. This is the Goldilocks zone. At 4 a.m., cortisol gives you alertness without anxiety. By 8 a.m., cortisol has peaked and is mixing with the stress of your to-do list, creating that wired, anxious energy. At 4 a.m., the world is quiet. No emails yet, no demands, no decisions. Your cortisol is saying, wake up, but there's nothing to be stressed about yet. This combination, elevated acetylcholine plus moderate cortisol plus zero external stress, creates a brain state that is literally impossible to replicate at any other time of day. Here's something most people don't know about melatonin. Melatonin doesn't just disappear the moment you wake up. It tapers off gradually over several hours. At 4 a.m., you still have residual melatonin in your system, and research shows that melatonin actually enhances meditative depth. It quiets the default mode network, the part of your brain responsible for self-referential thinking and mental chatter. In plain English, melatonin makes it easier to shut up your inner voice. At 4 a.m., you're meditating with pharmaceutical-grade help from your own biology. By 8 p.m., when you try to meditate, your melatonin is at zero. Your brain is fully activated. Your inner dialogue is at maximum volume. You're fighting against your biology instead of working with it. Your brain produces different electrical frequencies depending on your state of consciousness. Beta, 14 to 30 hertz, normal waking consciousness, problem solving, active thinking. Alpha, 8 to 13 hertz, relaxed awareness, light meditation, daydreaming. Theta, 4 to 7 hertz, deep meditation, REM sleep, subconscious access. Delta, 0.5 to 3 hertz, deep dreamless sleep, unconscious. Experienced meditators spend years trying to reach theta states during meditation. It takes monks decades of practice to drop into theta within minutes of sitting down. But at 4 a.m., you're already there. When you wake at 4 a.m., your brain is still producing theta waves from your final REM cycle. The transition from sleep to meditation is seamless. You can reach states in 5 minutes that would take you 45 minutes to access at 8 p.m. This is why successful people meditate at 4 a.m., not because they're more disciplined, because they're more efficient. They get better results in less time. That's the entire point of optimization. Here's the biggest advantage of 4 a.m. meditation. Your prefrontal cortex, the critical, analytical, controlling part of your brain, is still drowsy at 4 a.m. It hasn't fully activated its gatekeeping function yet. This means you have direct access to your subconscious programming, the beliefs that were installed in childhood, the trauma responses that trigger automatically, the self-sabotaging patterns you run without realizing. At 4 a.m., you can see them, observe them, and most importantly, change them. By 8 a.m., that access is gone. Your conscious mind is back in control, defending the status quo, keeping everything the same. This is why affirmations don't work during the day, why therapy takes years, why change feels so hard. You're trying to reprogram yourself while your brain's security system is fully operational. But at 4 a.m., you have root access. And finally, there's the environmental factor. At 4 a.m., the world is asleep. No one is texting you, no emails are coming in, no meetings are starting. Your environment supports your meditation instead of fighting against it. External silence amplifies internal silence. Try meditating at 8 p.m. when the world is still demanding your attention. It's like trying to hear a whisper at a rock concert. But at 4 a.m., the whisper is all there is. This is why the most successful people protect this hour like it's sacred, because it is. All right, now that you understand the science, let's get into the exact step-by-step method. The 4 a.m. protocol actually starts the night before. Most people fail at 4 a.m. wake-ups because they don't prepare their evening properly. If you're waking at 4 a.m., you need to be asleep by 8:30 p.m. to get 7.5 hours. That means lights out, actually sleeping by 8:30 p.m., which means you need to start your wind-down routine by 7:30 p.m. Set an alarm for this. Treat it as seriously as your 4 a.m. wake-up. At 7:30 p.m., all screens go off. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production. You need melatonin rising naturally between 8 to 10 p.m. Put your phone in another room. Don't just silence it. Remove it completely. Replace screen time with reading, physical books, gentle conversation, or light stretching. Use only warm, dim lighting. Red or amber bulbs are ideal. At 8 p.m., drop your bedroom temperature to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Your core body temperature needs to drop to trigger sleep. A cold room accelerates this. Optional but effective, take a warm shower at 8 p.m. When you get out, your body temperature drops rapidly, triggering drowsiness. Take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Magnesium activates your parasympathetic nervous system and helps produce GABA, your brain's primary calming neurotransmitter. Pair it with herbal tea, chamomile, passion flower, or valerian root. This becomes part of your ritual. Your body learns tea equals sleep incoming. Before getting into bed, sit on the edge and set your intention. Say internally or aloud, I will wake naturally at 4 a.m., feeling rested and alert. My body knows when it's time. I will wake with ease and clarity. This primes your reticular activating system, your brain's natural alarm clock. Research shows that with practice, most people can wake at intended times without alarms. 8:30 p.m., complete darkness. Even a small amount of light can disrupt melatonin production. Your room should be cave dark. Use a sleep mask if needed. Lie down and do a brief body scan. Release tension from feet to head. Focus on your breath. Let thoughts pass without engaging. Most people fall asleep within 15 to 20 minutes. Your alarm should be gentle. Options: sunrise simulator lamp, light gradually increasing, vibrating smartwatch or fitness tracker, progressive sound alarm, starts whisper quiet, slowly increases. Never use a jarring alarm. It spikes cortisol and adrenaline, destroying the brain state you're trying to preserve. The wake-up should feel natural, like you're emerging from sleep organically. The wake-up should feel natural, like you are emerging from sleep organically. Have a glass of room temperature water ready on your nightstand. Drink it slowly within the first 2 minutes of waking. Your brain is 75% water. After 7+ hours without hydration, it's thirsty. Water helps clear the fog faster. Optional, add a pinch of sea salt and squeeze of lemon. The electrolytes help cellular hydration happen faster. Don't meditate yet. Your body needs a 5-minute transition. Do these gentle movements. Cat-cow stretches, 5 rounds, mobilizes spine, activates core. Neck rolls, 3 each direction, releases tension, increases blood flow to brain. Arm circles, 10 forward, 10 back, wakes up shoulder girdle, opens chest. Standing forward fold, hold for 30 seconds, stretches hamstrings, sends blood to brain. Gentle spinal twists, 5 each side, activates core, massages internal organs. These aren't exercises. They're a bridge between sleep and meditation. You're waking your body without waking your analytical mind. Use the bathroom. Keep lights dim. Red light is ideal. Splash cool, not ice cold, water on your face. This activates your vagus nerve, waking you up while keeping your nervous system calm. You should feel awake but not wired, alert but not anxious. This is the state you want for meditation. Go to your meditation spot. This should be the same place every day. Consistency matters. Your brain will start associating this location with deep meditative states. You need a cushion or comfortable chair, dim, warm lighting, candle or small lamp, blanket, temperature drops when you're still, nothing else. What you don't need: your phone, a visible clock, music or guided meditations. At this hour, you don't need them. Sit with your spine straight but not rigid. hands resting comfortably. Close your eyes and just breathe normally. Don't try to meditate yet. Just arrive. You'll have residual thoughts from waking up. Let them be there. Don't fight them. Think of your mind like turbulent water. It will settle on its own if you don't disturb it. Within 3 to 5 minutes, you'll notice your breath naturally slowing, your body releasing tension, your mind becoming quieter without effort. This is the gift of 4 a.m. The settling happens quickly because your brain is already in the right state. Now bring your attention fully to your breath, not controlling it, not trying to breathe correctly, just watching it. Notice the sensation at your nostrils. Cool air flowing in, warm air flowing out. Or place attention on your chest rising and falling, or your belly expanding and contracting. Choose one spot and stay with it for the entire session. Your mind will wander. This is not failure. This is what minds do. The practice is noticing when you've wandered and gently returning. Do this 100 times if needed. Each time you notice and return, you're strengthening your attention muscle. Stay with this for about 10 minutes. Let the mind settle deeply into the rhythm of breath. Now, gently let your attention expand beyond the breath. Open your awareness to your entire body. Notice sensations arising and passing. Notice sounds near and far. Don't label them or think about them. Just hear them. Thoughts will arise. Let them pass through like clouds. Don't grab onto them or push them away. Emotions may surface. Notice them as sensations in your body, not as stories in your mind. This is where the magic happens. At 4 a.m., with your prefrontal cortex still quiet, your subconscious will show you things, old memories, patterns you've been running, beliefs you didn't know were there. Don't analyze them. Don't try to figure them out. Just see them. The conscious observation of unconscious patterns is what creates change. Stay in this open awareness state for about 10 minutes. Final 5 minutes, bring your awareness back to your body. Take a few deeper breaths. Feel your body sitting. Bring to mind 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. Feel the gratitude in your body, not just thinking it. This quiet hour, your health that allows you to do this, the opportunity ahead in today. Then set an intention for the day, not a to-do list, a way of being. Bring your hands together at your heart. Bow slightly, a gesture of gratitude to yourself for showing up. Open your eyes slowly. Sit for another 30 seconds without moving. Let the state integrate. Stand up slowly. You're ready for your day. The meditation is done, but your protocol isn't over. Step 1. Journaling, 4:40 to 4:50 a.m. Immediately write for 10 minutes. Use these prompts. What came up during meditation? What patterns did I observe? What does my intuition want me to know? What is the most important thing I can do today? Don't edit yourself, just let it flow. The insights you receive at 4 a.m. are fragile. If you don't capture them, they evaporate once your analytical mind fully activates. Over weeks and months, this journal becomes a map of your inner landscape. Step 2. Hydration plus light nutrition, 4:50 to 5 a.m. Drink another 16 ounces of water. Add lemon if you like. Light nutrition options, a handful of nuts, a banana, a small protein smoothie, or nothing if you prefer intermittent fasting. Don't eat a heavy meal. You want your energy in your brain, not your stomach. If you drink coffee, now is the optimal time. Your cortisol has risen naturally, so caffeine enhances rather than replaces your natural energy. Ideally, wait 90 minutes after waking, but 50 to 60 minutes is acceptable. Step 3. Planning and priorities. 5 to 5:20 a.m. Now and only now do you plan your day. Your brain is in its most clear, strategic state. You've meditated, your intuition is active, your stress is minimal. Ask yourself, 1. What are the 3 most important things I can do today? 2. What can I eliminate or delegate? 3. What does success look like by 6 p.m.? Block time for your top 3 priorities. Everything else is secondary. This is the secret. Successful people make strategic decisions in the quiet morning. Everyone else makes reactive decisions in the chaos of the day. By the time the workday officially starts, you've already won. Step 4. Movement. 5:20 to 5:30 a.m. Optional. Optional. 10 minutes of movement. Yoga flow, brief walk outside, light stretching, qigong or tai chi, nothing if you're hitting the gym later. The purpose isn't fitness, it's integrating the mental clarity into your physical body. Move with awareness. Stay connected to the peace you cultivated. It's 5:30 a.m. Most people are just hitting snooze. You've meditated for 30 minutes, accessed your subconscious, set clear intentions, planned your priorities, integrated everything into your body. You're operating from a completely different level than everyone else. This is the advantage. Let's talk about what actually happens when you commit to this for 21 days. It's not a smooth upward curve. There are phases. Let me break them down so you know what's coming. Day 1 to 2, excitement phase. Days 1 and 2, you're excited, motivated. This feels amazing. Your meditation feels profound. You're proud of yourself for getting up. Your energy is good. You're riding the wave of motivation. Day 3 to 4, the crash. Day 3, the reality hits. Your body is adjusting. The excitement has worn off. The alarm at 4 a.m. feels brutal. Your meditation feels foggy. You might fall asleep sitting up. You start questioning, is this worth it? Around 2 p.m., you crash. You're tired. You wonder if you're destroying yourself. This is where 80% of people quit. Don't quit. Your body is recalibrating. This phase passes. Day 5 to 7, stabilization. By day 5, your body starts adapting. Waking up gets slightly easier. Your meditation becomes more consistent. Your energy stabilizes. Going to bed at 8:30 p.m. starts feeling more natural. You get your first real glimpses of why this works, moments of unusual clarity, deep insights during meditation. By the end of week 1, you've built the foundation. The hardest part is over. Day 8 to 10, natural wake-ups begin. Around day 8, something remarkable happens. You wake up naturally, seconds before your alarm. Your circadian rhythm has adjusted. Your body now expects to wake at 4 a.m. Your meditation sessions deepen noticeably. You're dropping into theta states within 3 to 5 minutes. Your subconscious starts showing you things. Patterns you've been running for years suddenly become obvious. Your subconscious starts showing you things. Patterns you've been running for years suddenly become obvious. Don't try to overanalyze. Just observe and trust. Your mind is naturally recalibrating. Day 11 to 12, the energy shift. Days 11 to 12, your daytime energy shifts. No more 2 p.m. crash. Your energy is steady throughout the day. Your mental clarity is sharper. You're more focused. Decisions come easier. People start commenting, "You seem different. What's changed?" You're operating from a different baseline brain state, and they can sense it even if they can't articulate it. Day 13 to 14, behavioral changes appear. By days 13 to 14, you notice behavioral changes happening automatically. That thing that used to trigger you, you respond differently now. You didn't consciously choose to, you just do. That task you always procrastinated on, you just do it now. The internal resistance is gone. This is your subconscious rewriting itself. The 4 a.m. reprogramming is working. Week 2 is where you become a believer. You've experienced enough proof that this works. Day 15 to 17, effortless practice. By day 15, the practice feels effortless. Waking at 4 a.m. is as natural as waking at 7 a.m. used to be. Your evening routine is automatic. Going to bed at 8:30 p.m. isn't a sacrifice, it's just what you do. Your meditation sessions are consistently profound. You're accessing states that used to be rare and special. The advantage of 4 a.m. is now undeniable. You can't imagine meditating at 8 p.m. anymore. It would feel like trying to swim through mud. Day 18 to 19, identity shift. Days 18 to 19, your identity starts to shift. You're no longer someone trying to wake up early. You're someone who wakes up at 4 a.m. You're no longer someone who struggles with meditation. You're someone who meditates daily. This identity shift is crucial. Behavior follows identity. When you change who you think you are, everything else falls into place. Day 20, 21, the new baseline. Days 20 to 21, you realize this is your new baseline. Your brain has physically changed. The gray matter density in your prefrontal cortex has increased. Your default mode network shows different connectivity patterns. Your behavioral patterns are different. You're calmer, more focused, more intentional. Your decision-making is sharper, your emotional regulation is better, and your clarity is enhanced. And it all traces back to this one keystone habit. Because 4 a.m. meditation isn't just one habit, it's the habit that makes all other habits easier. When you meditate at 4 a.m., you sleep better because you go to bed earlier. You eat better because you're making decisions from clarity, not cravings. You exercise more because your energy is higher. You work more effectively because your brain is optimized. You relate better because you're emotionally regulated. One habit creates a cascade. After 21 days, you have choices. Option 1, continue daily. Many people continue indefinitely. The benefits compound. The practice deepens. There's no ceiling. Once you've experienced the difference between 4 a.m. and other times, why would you go back? Option 2, reduce frequency. Some people shift to 4 to 5 days per week. The neural changes persist. The benefits continue. You might sleep in on weekends, but maintain the practice on weekdays. Option 3, integrate and evolve. Some people move to 4:30 or 5 a.m. after establishing the foundation. You're still accessing the neurochemical advantages, but with slightly more flexibility. The key is maintaining some form of early morning meditation. Don't abandon it completely. If you go back to waking at 7 a.m. and meditating at night, or not at all, the benefits fade within 2 to 3 weeks. The neural pathways you built start to prune. The identity you developed starts to slip. Maintenance is always easier than starting over. The most common problem, you're not tired at 8:30 p.m. If you currently go to bed at 11 p.m., your body isn't ready for 8:30 p.m. Solution: the 15-minute shift method. Don't try to shift all at once. Use this method. Week 1, sleep 10:30 p.m. to 6 a.m., shift 30 minutes. Week 2, sleep 10 p.m. to 5:30 a.m., shift another 30 minutes. Week 3, sleep 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m., shift another 30 minutes. Week 4, sleep 9 p.m. to 4:30 a.m., shift another 30 minutes. Week 5, sleep 8:30 p.m. to 4 a.m., the final target. Your circadian rhythm needs time to adjust. Give it 4 to 5 weeks of gradual shifts. Alternative, jump straight to 8:30 p.m. bedtime, but accept that you'll lie awake for 45 to 60 minutes the first few nights. By night 4 to 5, your sleep pressure will be high enough that you'll fall asleep easily. Critical, don't nap during this adjustment period. You need to build sleep pressure. You wake up at 4 a.m. but feel like a zombie, can barely function. Solution? The 5-minute movement rule. The problem is you're trying to meditate when your body is still in sleep mode. Your core temperature is at its lowest at 4 a.m. Your blood flow is minimal. Your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. The 5-minute movement sequence isn't optional. It's essential. Cat-cow, neck rolls, arm circles, forward fold, spinal twists. After just 5 minutes, your blood flow increases, your brain gets oxygen, your core temperature rises. Now you're ready to meditate. Additional hack: 30 seconds of cold water on your face and hands. This triggers the mammalian dive reflex. Instant alertness without the stress of a jarring alarm. You feel amazing at 4 a.m. and through the morning, but by noon, you're exhausted. Solution? The ultradian rhythm protocol. Your body doesn't run on one energy level all day. It runs in 90-minute ultradian rhythms. Every 90 minutes, your energy naturally dips. This is normal. The solution? Every 90 minutes, take a 10-minute break. Don't scroll your phone. Don't check email. Instead, walk outside, stretch, close your eyes and breathe, hydrate. These breaks honor your natural rhythm and prevent the afternoon crash. Schedule example: 5:30 to 7 a.m. deep work, 7 a.m. to 7:10 a.m. break, 7:10 to 8:40 a.m. work, 8:40 to 8:50 a.m. break, 8:50 to 10:20 a.m. work. By noon, you're still going strong because you worked with your biology, not against it. I have kids who wake up at night. My partner goes to bed late. I can't control my schedule. Solution? The non-negotiable 15. If 4 a.m. truly isn't sustainable for your life situation right now, here's the compromise. 15 minutes of meditation immediately upon waking, whatever time that is. The key is it must be first, before you check your phone, before you shower, before you engage with family demands. Even at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., the first 15 minutes after waking have some advantage over evening meditation. It's not as powerful as 4 a.m., but it's infinitely better than nothing. And when your life circumstances change, kids get older, your schedule opens up, you can shift to 4 a.m. The point is, don't use life circumstances as an excuse to abandon the practice entirely. Adapt it to what's possible now. Once you've established the basic practice for 21 plus days, you can layer in these advanced tactics. Advanced tactic number 1, question incubation. Let's say you have a specific problem you need to solve or a decision you need to make. At 8:20 p.m., before bed, write down one specific question in your journal. Visual. Examples of good questions appearing. What is the next right step in my career? What am I not seeing about this relationship? How can I solve this specific business problem? What does my body need to heal? Read it aloud 3 times. You're planting a seed in your subconscious. Leave the journal open on your nightstand with the question visible. During the night, your subconscious will work on this question during REM sleep. At 4 a.m. during your meditation, the answer will often arrive. Sometimes it comes as words, sometimes as images, sometimes as a sudden knowing. sometimes as an emotion that points you in a direction. Write down whatever arises immediately after meditation. Don't filter it. By morning, the answer will often make perfect sense. This is how successful people make seemingly impossible decisions. They're outsourcing the problem solving to their subconscious during the 4 a.m. window. Advanced tactic number 2, pattern interrupt. If you have a specific pattern you want to break, anxiety response, procrastination, emotional reactivity, addiction, use this protocol. First, clearly identify the pattern. What triggers it? What do you do? How do you feel afterward? Write it out in detail. Making it conscious is half the battle. During your 4 a.m. meditation, after your initial settling period, bring this pattern to mind. Don't relive it emotionally. Observe it like you're watching a movie of someone else. Ask the pattern, what are you trying to protect me from? What do you think you're giving me? Every pattern has a reason it formed. Usually it was trying to protect you from something or give you something you needed. At 4 a.m., with your subconscious accessible, you'll often see the root. Example, procrastination might be protecting you from fear of failure. Anxiety might be trying to keep you safe from imagined threats. Addiction might be numbing pain you haven't quite processed. When you see the root with compassion, not judgment, the pattern begins to loosen. Then visualize a new response. What would you do instead? Mentally rehearse this new response 10 to 20 times while you're in the theta state. Throughout the day, when the trigger appears, you'll often find yourself doing the new response automatically. This is memory reconsolidation. You're rewriting the pattern at the source code level. Advanced tactic number 3, the expansion practice. Once your 4 a.m. meditation is consistently deep, you can expand it. Instead of 30 minutes, extend to 60 or even 90 minutes. Structure: 0 to 10 minutes, settling and breath focus. 10 to 30 minutes, open awareness. 30 to 50 minutes, deep inquiry or visualization. 50 to 60 minutes, metta, loving kindness practice. 60 to 70 minutes, integration and gratitude. Extended sessions at 4 a.m. can access extraordinarily deep states. Practitioners report sense of no self, unity consciousness, profound peace beyond conceptual understanding, direct insight into the nature of mind. These aren't hallucinations or wishful thinking. They're reproducible states that advanced meditators access through specific protocols. 4 a.m. makes them accessible much faster because your brain is already halfway to these states naturally. Note, only attempt extended sessions after you've mastered the 30-minute practice for at least 30 days. Advanced tactic number 4, partner practice. If you have a partner willing to join you, meditating together at 4 a.m. creates an amplified effect. 2 nervous systems in meditation together create what's called coherence. Your brain waves and heart rhythms begin to synchronize. Research shows group meditation amplifies the benefits and makes it easier to access deep states. Setup: meditate in the same room but don't touch or talk. After settling individually, 5 minutes, sync your breath for 3 minutes. Then return to your individual practice. You'll notice enhanced depth. Optional, after meditation, spend 5 minutes sharing what came up for each of you. This builds intimacy and creates accountability. You're both less likely to skip your practice. Couples who practice 4 a.m. meditation together report deeper emotional connection, better communication, less reactive conflict, more aligned life decisions. You're literally starting each day from a synchronized state of consciousness. Let's zoom out for a moment. We live in the most overstimulated, disconnected, anxious period in human history. Anxiety and depression are at all-time highs. Suicide rates are climbing. Addiction is rampant. Loneliness is epidemic. And this is happening despite, or perhaps because of, having more connection technology than ever. The problem isn't lack of external connection, it's lack of internal connection. We've become externally focused to the point of self-abandonment. When was the last time you spent 30 minutes in complete silence with yourself? No podcast, no music, no scrolling, just you and your own mind. For most people, the answer is never or years ago. We've forgotten how to be with ourselves, and we're suffering for it. The 4 a.m. meditation practice is a rebellion. You're choosing internal connection over external stimulation. You're choosing silence over noise, depth over distraction, being over doing. And this choice ripples outward. When you're centered, the people around you feel it. Your calmness becomes their calmness. When you're clear-headed, you make better decisions. Better decisions create better outcomes, not just for you, but for everyone your decisions affect. When you're emotionally regulated, you don't unconsciously pass your pain to others. One person waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate creates a ripple effect through their family, their workplace, their community. This is how culture changes, not through policy, not through technology, through individuals making different choices. Imagine if just 1% of people did this practice, then 5%, then 10%. The collective consciousness would shift. More decisions would be made from clarity rather than fear. More actions would come from centeredness rather than reactivity. More decisions would be made from clarity rather than fear. More actions would come from centeredness rather than reactivity. This isn't wishful thinking or spiritual bypassing. You can't help the world if you're drowning in your own chaos. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. You can't give peace if you don't have peace. The 4 a.m. meditation practice builds that foundation. Not so you can be better than others, so you can be more useful to others. The world needs people who are awake, not just physically, but consciously. People who've done the inner work, who know themselves, who can't be easily manipulated by fear or distraction. This is what this practice creates, and that's what the world desperately needs. Let's bring this all together. At 4 a.m., your brain is in a unique neurochemical state that doesn't exist at any other time of day. You have theta waves, deep meditative frequency, high acetylcholine, neuroplasticity, optimal cortisol, alertness without anxiety, residual melatonin, quiets mental chatter, accessible subconscious, patterns visible and changeable, complete external silence, no distractions. Meditating at 4 a.m. isn't just 10% better than meditating at 8 p.m. It's categorically different. It's like the difference between writing with a pencil and having a word processor. You're working with different tools entirely. Here's the complete protocol, simplified. Evening, 8 to 8:30 p.m. Cut screens at 7:30 p.m. Cold room, warm shower, magnesium plus herbal tea. Set intention. Lights out by 8:30 p.m. Wake, 3:59 to 4:10 a.m. Gentle alarm at 3:59 a.m. Hydrate immediately. 5 minutes gentle movement. Bathroom plus cool water on face. Meditation, 4:10 to 4:40 a.m. 5 minutes settling. 10 minutes breath awareness. 10 minutes open awareness. 5 minutes gratitude plus intention. 10 minutes journal. 10 minutes hydration plus light nutrition. 20 minutes plan your day. 10 minutes movement, optional. The commitment is 21 days, not because 21 is a magic number, but because neuroplastic changes take 2 to 3 weeks to stabilize. Habit formation requires consistent repetition. Identity shift happens around day 15 to 18. 21 days is long enough to see profound results, short enough that anyone can commit. After 21 days, you'll have your own data. You won't need to believe me. You'll have experienced it yourself. You're at a choice point right now. Path 1, you continue as you are. You meditate occasionally when you feel like it, when it's convenient. You keep trying to change through willpower during the day. And 5 years from now, you're essentially the same person, wondering why real change feels so hard. Path 2, you start tonight. You commit to 21 days of 4 a.m. meditation. And 21 days from now, you're operating from a completely different baseline. Calmer, clearer, more connected to yourself, more capable of handling whatever life brings. Not because you're more disciplined, because you worked with your biology instead of against it. Here's what I want you to do tonight. Step 1. Set your alarm for 3:55 a.m. Step 2. Calculate your bedtime, 8:30 p.m. for 4 a.m. wake. Step 3. Put a glass of water by your bed. Step 4. Set up your meditation space now. Step 5. At 7:30 p.m., turn off all screens. Step 6. At 8:20 p.m., set your intention. Step 7. Be asleep by 8:30. Tomorrow at 4 a.m., your transformation begins. The most successful people on earth meditate at 4 a.m., not because they're superhuman, because they discovered what neuroscience now confirms. The brain you have at 4 a.m. is fundamentally different than the brain you have at any other hour. And when you meditate with that brain, everything changes. Not someday, not eventually, within weeks. Tomorrow at 4 a.m., the world will be quiet. Your phone will be silent. Your inbox will be empty. No one will need anything from you. Your brain will be in its most receptive, neuroplastic, transformative state. The question is, will you be there? Or will you sleep through the most powerful hour of your entire day? The choice is yours. Get your journal right now. Right at the top, day 1, bracket today's date. Below that, write, I commit to 21 days of 4 a.m. meditation to access my full potential and transform from the inside out. Sign it, date it. That simple act changes everything. You've drawn a line. Before this commitment, after this commitment. I'll see you at 4 a.m. Thousands of people around the world are making this same choice, waking up while the world sleeps, doing the inner work, choosing transformation. You're joining them. Welcome to the 4 a.m. practice. Your brain is waiting. Your potential is waiting. All that's needed is for you to show up. The most powerful hour of your day is the one you've been sleeping through. Tomorrow at 4 a.m., everything changes. See you there.